Hello and welcome to the lesson. The subject is Advanced Auditing and Assurance. In our today's session, we'll be looking at other special audit assignments. Having done around 6 or 5 subtopics, the chapter is Audit, Evaluation and Reviews. In our previous sessions, under the audit of companies, we studied audit of consolidated financial statements. We looked at the audit of banks and non-banking financial institutions. We studied the audit of general insurance companies. We went ahead to study the important points to take into consideration when auditing cooperative societies. In our session, we covered the audit under taxation laws. In our today's lesson, we're going to look at the factors to consider or matters to pay attention to when auditing other special audit assignments, when carrying out other audit assignments. And candidates, other special audit assignments refers to specific engagements that are outside the scope of regular financial statements audits. We know that the auditor is required to carry out audit on financial statements, but there could be other special audit assignments which you are referring to other special audit assignments. And these assignments are typically tailored to meet the specific needs and the objectives of the audit or a client, and may involve various areas of examination and reporting. In our today's lesson, we are going to look at a few examples of other special audit assignments. And the first one being the forensic audit. Forensic audit. Number 1, forensic audits. This is one special audit assignment. Forensic audit. Now, these audits, forensic audits, focus on investigating and uncovering potential fraud, misconduct, or irregularities within an organization. And forensic auditors use specialized techniques to collect and analyze evidence, interview relevant parties, and provide expert opinions in legal proceedings if necessary. That's forensic audits. Then there is number 2, compliance audits. This is another example of a special audit assignment. The auditor may carry out compliance audit. And compliance audits assess an organization's adherence to specific laws, regulations, and industry standards. And these audits ensure that the organization is complying with relevant requirements and may cover areas such as environmental regulations, areas like data protection, financial regulations, and occupational health and safety standards. The third special audit assignment is the internal control audit. Internal control audit. Now, internal control audits evaluate the effectiveness of an organization's internal control systems in managing risks and safeguarding assets. And these audits assess the design, the implementation, and the operation of internal controls to provide assurance that financial reporting, operational efficiency, and compliance objectives are met. That's the objective of internal control audits. Then number 4, we have what we call information technology audits, IT audits. IT audits. IT audits focus on evaluating an organization's information technology systems, processes, and controls. These audits, the IT audits, assess the security, the integrity, and availability of data, as well as the effectiveness of IT governance and risk management. And it's important to note that IT audits may also examine areas such as system development, areas such as network infrastructure, and data privacy and protection. So an auditor may be asked to carry out a special audit on information technology. 5, performance audits. Performance audits. What are performance audits? Now, performance audits assess the efficiency, assess the effectiveness, and also the economy of an organization's operations or specific programs. These audits evaluate whether resources are being used optimally, whether objectives are being achieved, and whether there is compliance with relevant policies and regulations. Performance audit is another example of a special audit that may be carried out by an auditor. Due diligence audit, number 6. Due diligence audits. Due diligence audits are conducted as part of a business acquisitions or mergers. These are audits that provide an independent assessment of a target company's financial statements, operations, and also risks to help the acquiring party make informed decisions and evaluate the financial viability of the transaction. So if company A would want to acquire company B, then company A may engage an auditor to carry out a special audit known as due diligence audit, such that after which the company being unable to have information as to whether to acquire company B or not. It is an independent assessment of the target company's financial statements, operations, so that the target, the acquiring company can get more insights and make informed decisions about the viability of acquiring the target. Due diligence audit. Grant audits, number 7, is another example. Grant audits. Grant audits. Grant audits are performed on an organization that receive funding or grants from the government agencies or from foundations or any other sources. And such audits verify that the funds are used in accordance with the terms and conditions of the grant, and that the organization has complied with reporting requirements, and the organization, we can also say, has achieved the intended outcomes. So candidates, these are examples of special audit assignments. All right? They are just a few of many other special audit assignments. And candidates, the specific nature and scope of these assignments will vary based on the client's needs and the objectives of the engagement. And auditors who perform or conduct these special assignments may require additional expertise, may require specialized methodologies and knowledge of specific regulations or industry practices. If an auditor is to carry out an audit in information technology, then the auditor needs to have expert knowledge in IT. The same as forensic audit. Specialized knowledge is required to carry out compliance audit. Specialized knowledge is required to carry out internal control audits. Specialized knowledge is required to carry out due diligence audits, grant audits, and so on. So these are just examples of other special audits that may be undertaken by an auditor over and above the regular audit of financial statements of institutions. These just examples. In our today's lesson, we gave out examples. We'll be looking at specific ways in which these special audit assignments can be carried out. We'll be discussing in detail, particularly in our block revision videos. We'll be looking at comprehensive questions that will help us understand how to carry out audit procedures in so far as special audit assignments are concerned. Thank you for your time. God bless you. Bye-bye.